Hey there, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever it is, somewhere in the middle of those two. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So, welcome here to Prog Monster. So, today we're doing a show that has moved over from Tuesday night, which was bi weekly there, is now bi weekly over here. And that is albums that didn't quite live up to what I hoped they would be. And I've chosen this album, yes, Kansas Leftover, since I did an episode on Kansas this morning, so we're doing a double Kansas here today. So this is Leftoverture. Some consider it their best album. It was my first album by them. I had great ambition with this album. I thought this is going to be the launching of Kansas for me, and I will fall in love with them, and everything will be great, and the album is going to be fantastic, and I won't be able to stop playing it. And then that didn't happen. Most people feel that this is probably their best. Lots of good stuff on here, according to everybody who I've talked to. The only song I've ever been able to warm up to, of course, is the opening track, Carry On My Wayward Son. I thought that's a great opening. It can only get better. And for me, it didn't. But that doesn't mean that it didn't get great for a lot of people. It just hasn't taken off for me. I played this like 2 times in a row. Then I even actually put it in the playlist for a while and played it some more. And I just couldn't get any life out of it for me. I know that people find that hard to believe because it falls well within my wheel. Well, I find it hard to believe, so I know that you guys would find that hard to believe as well. Great cover. I love the cover. There's lots of extremely good instrumentation on this album. The lyrics are good. The vocals are great, but it does nothing for me. And I think part of the reason that I'm starting to come to grips with is that I find this album very, what they would call, I can't even think of the word anymore, where it's kind of a jamming album. There's got that jamming feel to it. Something like you might get from the Allman Brothers or from the Grateful Dead or something, but they don't sound like this doesn't sound anything like either of those bands. But it has that feeling to me about being a kind of a jamming album. I know most people feel that this is a very much a prog album. I'm not going to debate that, but it's American prog, and I've never really warmed up to American prog too well. And this reminds me of that, and all that extra jamming. And see, for me, the difference between jamming and other bands that play a lot of instrumentation is that for some reason with Yes and Genesis and that, when they do that instrumentation, it kind of goes in a way that fits the narration of the song, where this stuff just seems to kind of ramble, and it's just like one solo after another, and I just don't feel it. And I'm not saying that that's exactly what's going on here, but that's the way I see it and the way I feel about it. And I do like Steve Walsh's voice. Obviously, that Carry On My Wayward Son, he's great in that. I like, now I'm drawing a blank on the other singer's name. Can't think of his name. Not Carey or Ebert. I can't remember his name. I was looking to see if I could see it here on there. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm drawing a blank, which is something I do after I've worked 10-hour shifts. That'll happen to you. Anyways, I like both vocalists on it. That's the important part. But for some reason, when I'm listening to it with all that jamming and then his high-pitched vocals, it just kind of grates on me, and I just can't deal with it. So this is an album that I had fantastic expectations for, and just really wasn't what I hoped it would be, and really never had the impact. So maybe it doesn't belong in this episode because it's not really... It just hasn't had the impact that I hoped it would. So maybe it does belong here, and I'm not really 100% sure. But I figured we would do this today because we had done Kansas this morning. So we're doing a double Kansas. Probably will listen to this tonight. It's on my list to play tonight. I tend to play 3 from my playlist and then something from my old list, and then every once in a while I throw a new album in there, so I keep it always mixed up. That's what I like to do. And so, yeah, just unfortunate. I just think this group should be bigger than they are for me, and they just are not. So I can't fake it, But I had the same problem with other bands that I actually didn't like at all, and I came to like them. This band I like. I like a lot of what I see. I like the instrumentation. I do like a couple of songs really quite a bit. But overall, I just never really found them that interesting to me. So there you have it. This bands that, or this in this case, albums that really didn't live up to what I hoped they would be. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please hit the like and subscribe if you did, and don't forget the notification bell. And any comments about the album or anything I've said, you can put that in the comment section below. And try to be kind if you don't mind. Thank you. Take care and goodbye.